Hello, how are you doing today? It's Adrian, and I am working with the Colourpop palette that gave me a little bit of a rough start. I wasn't quite sure how to go ahead and use it, but let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll go ahead and go through. As far as what I started with the Pretty Fresh. This is the 5 Neutral color. I went ahead and added in the Pretty Fresh concealer, and then I added in the Halo, and this is actually from WetnWild. It's one of their highlighters that you can go ahead and use as a highlighter or just an all-around glow. You can mix it in with your foundation, or in this case I went ahead and mixed it with my Pretty Fresh tint. So I mixed these two together to go ahead and get a glowy base. And so that's what happened on that part. As far as cheeks go, I sort of mixed and matched. So this is Bloom from Beauty Bay. And I went ahead and used this. And then I went ahead and added in some wine from AOA. So these are the two that I have on. This one is actually a baked blush, and this one is from the AOA line. You can find this on the Miss A website for about $1. I picked these up on Beauty Bay for about $2.50, so they're pretty comparable. I wanted to go ahead and mix them together to get more of a combination, sort of rosy purple tone going on here. And then as far as what I used for the highlighter, went ahead and used the Catrice, and this is the Supreme Rose Beam. And this one I got off of Ulta, and there, that's the color there on that one. In fact, I think I'll add a little bit more of that. Okay, so there's that, and again that's Catrice Rose Beam. And then for my powder, went ahead and used the Hourglass. This is their Universe palette, and I went ahead and used the Universe powder as an all-over powder, and really liking that. It's real. This is the year of powder for me, so I've been trying all sorts of powders. Never really used them when I was younger because I had normal to oily skin, so I always tried to stay away from them. As far as they just made me break out all the time. So, but now that I'm older and I need some benefits of powder, that's what I've been kind of playing with. And as far as what I went ahead and used on the eyes, I went ahead and used the Orchid You Not, and again, Orchid You Not. Some of their buns are just... Anyway, so this is the palette, and a really pretty palette. Went ahead and did a couple of swatches. As you can see, it has a lot of pigment. It is a very dark palette, and so I wore it a couple of times, and I was just like, well, I'm not quite sure how to work with it, and then I think I got it this time. So I went ahead and had this on the inner corner, and I actually took this not only up through here, but I took it right under the brow as well. So used quite a lot of this shade. I used this one on the lid, and then went ahead and used this one on the outer corner. And again, really pretty palette. It would be great for, you know, party looks, something like New Year's Eve, definitely that kind of palette. And really pretty, just pretty shades. The eyeliner that I used on this one, and this is actually, let's see, This one is visuals, is what it says here. Yeah, that's what it says, visuals. And it's a really pretty color. Let's go ahead and do a swatch here. So that's the color right there. And this one is actually from this new Colourpop set. And this is the It's a Dream set, and they're all the gel cream highlighters. And this is what the back looks like as far as... So this is one of their new vaults for the holidays, and this one is out of this vault. Just really nice. I found that they last. I have these cream eyeliners that have lasted well over a year, and just now getting to the point where I'm having to replace these two, and it's wonderful to have the other colors available. I mean, these are probably the two that I use most, the gold and the burgundy, but it's definitely very nice to have others available, especially during the spring and the summer, with the peach and the teal and that kind of thing. So really finding this very nice, and a very nice replacement for what I had before. And let's see, as far as lips, I went ahead and did number 60 in the Super Stay Crayon, and then I put the Tower 28 gloss on top of it. Oh, and I also had on a little bit of the NYX Butter Gloss as well. So I have all three of these on, and this is what this looks like. And it isn't necessarily that I would wear, you get plain to try to get looks to, you know, emphasize the cheeks or emphasize the eyes. And so I probably, on a lot of these, could go ahead and get the look without necessarily using as many products as I do. But when I get in there, I mean, it's plain, and you want to play around and see how far you can take the look. And so, yeah, I may have a couple extra products that you may not need in there. And as far as going ahead and doing the mascara, I went ahead and used the Act Natural, that's the Colourpop mascara, and added the NYX On The Rise, and this is the mascara primer. So I have both of these on today. And let's see, I have the Essence Make Me Brow in light brown on as well. And this is a really dark look. As far as the way the eyes turned out, that's the way that they turned out. And yeah, it doesn't look as intimidating as it does in the pan. I think that's the whole thing about this palette, is that these colors are so dark and so rich, and then you're just, it takes you a little while to get your head around it. So, but definitely, if you like purple, definitely pick up this palette, because it has some gorgeous purples in it. Most of these, well, I mean, these three definitely are a purple based on red. There are a couple of purples based on blue, like here, here, and here. And there are a couple that look like they, like this one here that has a lot of brown in the purple. So there's just a whole bunch of different looks that you can get, but it's definitely an intimidating palette. But it's also a beautiful palette. So definitely go ahead and pick this one up. And if you need some more eyeliners, or you just want to try some different colored eyeliners, these ones are, the gel cream eyeliners are always really, really good. And I think that's about my video. And thank you, and have a great day, okay? Bye.